irrigation schemes. And in sports, Simba Sports Club head coach looks forward to his first career code derby tomorrow. Good evening, this is Capital News at 9:30. My name is Khadija Zimbwe. First, the national news. Honorable President Dr. John Pombe Magufuli has called on Tanzanians to engage in rearing of wild animals in zoos with the aim of increasing the number of wild animals and expand means of tourism as well as creating more jobs. Honorable President commended some of Tanzanians who have established zoos in the country. He also revealed that the government is intending to improve tourism centers where in the past 4 years the number of national reserves has increased from 16 to 22, adding that there are more reserves to be established in the country.
Nitoe wito kwa Watanzania, lakini nitoe wito pia kwa wastaafu.
I would like to urge Tanzanians, retirees and those about to retire that you should not be scared to have a farm, zoo or ranch of various types of animals. You mustn't be scared to do game business. In South Africa, this is practiced and tourists go to see the wild. And in other cases, there are places where game meat is sold. They get revenue. So you are experts in this field and you've served your country well. So you should not be scared because the law permits it. I urge Tanzanians to use this opportunity. This will help you after retirement because now you'll be earning an income.
Lakini saa nyingine hata wanakuwa na mabucha ya wanyama hao.
Residents of Pambogo in Yele Ward Mbeya region have been left shocked after being directed by the government to stop from conducting their activities at their traditional land. The land is found at the former airport where they emphasize that they are recognized by the town council.
The city council has decided to take our land when they know that some of the decisions made came from their own offices. What we are asking from our president, John Pombe Magufuli, who fights for the rights of the weak, is to help us in this regard. This was just a thicket, but they cleared the area for farming. There is an area where they promised to build teachers' houses, but did not do so. But instead, they sold out the land. Still, they want to take this area too. The area in question has a map dated 1982. It is an area set aside for the airport and is also a buffer zone. There has been conflict regarding ownership, which is a clear indication that our staff did not correctly mark the border and allocate land accordingly.
Katika kufafanua mipaka na umiliki wa eneo hili la airport.
Zanzibar Revolutionary Government is determined to expand irrigation schemes in the Isles, where President Dr. Ali Mohammed Shein has given warning to all who misuse land set for agriculture activities. He made the statement when launching several projects, including construction of irrigation scheme infrastructures, a few days before commemoration of Revolution Day in Zanzibar.
Hii tunakuja kushughulika hapa.
We're here to launch a big project on agriculture, but we must remember that there is land set aside for agriculture. Then it will be proper that such land is used as planned and not mixed with other uses. We developed 110 hectares, and for this year we will develop 1,524 hectares, equivalent to 200% increase in 7 areas in Unguja and Pemba. This change is in line with construction of the infrastructure. and carry out research that will benefit our farmers.
Zenye tija na maana kwa wakulima wetu Zanzibar.
Deputy Minister of Home Affairs Engineer Hamad Masauni has called on Director General of National Identification Authority NIDA to increase manpower and working hours from 8 to 16 hours at Kibaha Registration Center in Pwani region. He made the statement when following complaints of residents on the amount of time they waste in following up on their identity cards.
The department in charge of information verification is working at a very low speed as there is not enough manpower, and office hours are also less, which have now increased from 8 hours to 16 for 18 remaining days. There will be no holiday nor weekend, but we will also add them temporary staff at NIDA headquarters to increase manpower. But centers facing challenges will also be identified, so right assistance can be provided. I urge those going for registration to give correct information. So far, 7.6 million people have national ID cards, yet they haven't registered their mobile phone numbers.
A 3-year-old child, Karen Crispin, has been killed by her stepfather, Leonard Kishenya, age 36, a resident of Katoreria in Kiziba Ward, Kagera region, who is accused of brutality killing of the child. Regional Commissioner ACP Revocatus Malimi said the man is accused of committing murder following argument with his wife, Domina Andrew, age 30.
6 na dakika 40 ukatokea ugomvi kati yao na ndoa hawa wawili.
At 12:40 a.m. there was a fight between the couple, which forced the wife to flee her home and seek shelter at a neighbor's place and left the child behind. She ran away to save her life. When she came back in the morning at 7 a.m., she found that her child had been slashed with a machete. Her husband had fled. Investigation is going on to establish why he committed this terrible crime.
Kama mkono wa kushoto umekatwa panga huko pembeni na mume wake hakuwepo.
May the soul of Karen rest in peace. Amen. Now, moving on, United Kingdom citizen Jean Banton has accepted charges of illegal possession of gold minerals weighing 300.7 grams, where Kisutu resident magistrate court decided to confiscate the minerals and fine the accused 10 million shillings or 3 years jail punishment. Before the ruling, State Attorney Wankio Simon presented to court a document from the Director of Public Prosecution that allows the court to hear the case, where resident magistrate court Judge Thomas Simba went ahead with the case, where the accused accepted possession of gold minerals without any permit and were to be transported outside the country. The minerals had the value of 29 million shillings. Attorney Wankio Simon stated that the accused has no criminal record. In the ruling, Judge Thomas Simba ordered Jean Banton to pay 5 million shillings or punishment of 3 years, where he agreed to pay the fine. In another case, at Kisutu Resident Magistrate Court, where the chairman of ICT was a Lendo party, Zito Kabwe, facing incitement case, failed to be heard due to the fact that the judge in charge of the case is on leave, leading the case to be adjourned until January 10th this year. Residents in Dar es Salaam and various political parties' leaders paid their last respects to the mother of Erica Bendera Verdian Mujwahuzi at a mass held at Changombe Catholic Church in Temeke District, Dar es Salaam.
hivi tumemaliza ibada ya misa takatifu kumwombea mama yetu. Kwa hiyo sasa hivi tutaanza.
We finished Holy Mass to pray for our beloved mother, so we will be starting the journey to Bukoba to lay her to rest. It is really sad and heartbreaking.
Ingekuwa vigumu sana kwa yeye kushiriki msiba huu au kusimamia msiba huu kwa sababu
she took care of a lot of issues, but it is upon us now to make sure that she is laid to rest.
siku ametoa shukrani sana kwa Tanzania wote kwa ujumla wao.
We are grateful to all Tanzanians who have come forward to support us, party and non-party members.
Msiba huu.
And a Turkish embassy has continued supporting education sector in the country for children with special needs from poor livestock families who are incapable of sending their children to school. Ambassador Ali Davutoglu said that through their education foundation, they will sponsor the children's education at all costs. He made the statement while signing an agreement with SOS's village of Ngaramtoni, Arumeru district, Arusha region.
Touchmile Foundation offers scholarships for all.
Will offer assistance from basic to higher education.
Tumesha sign mkataba kwamba leo tumewapa hii shule ili waweze kuanzisha mambo ambayo hayapo na kwamba shule zinafunguliwa mwezi huu na kwamba wanapofungua shule hii syllabus itakuwa ya Tanzania na watashirikiana na mamlaka ya elimu.
Kuna sera na taratibu na kanuni na sheria.
There are policies, rules and regulations which give guidance to classes at this level. The same applies in secondary classes. So what is important is that they work together with school management.
Kwa wenzetu hawa wageni ni kuhakikisha kwamba wanashirikiana na uongozi uliopo wa shule kwa sababu wanajua sheria na taratibu.
And that is the end of national news. International news follows next. And in international news, leaders from Garissa and Tana River counties in Kenya are calling on the government to find solution to locust invasion who are a threat to vegetation and crops of the areas. Now tens of thousands of hectares of farmland is being destroyed as a desert locust swarm over neighboring Somalia, and the worst invasion in 25 years.
Unimaginable damage has been done and this isn't over. It scares me.
Natoa wito kwa serikali kuweka pamoja rasilimali ili
We ask the government to mobilize resources. We want leaders holding high positions to address this.
Hili akihoji kuwa ni sharti serikali iwajibike.
Residents of Eastern Congo today have commemorated the death of Mamadou Ndala, one of the commanders who volunteered in fighting M23 rebels, where he died in Beni, January 2014.
Today we are remembering her because of the good work she did and for her guerrilla struggle. She loved her country and did not care for corruption. She fought rebels and drove them from Goma. Sadly, she's been killed.
And the United States killing of Iranian General Qasem Soleimani has changed the rules of engagement between Iran and the U.S., Iranian analysts say. Soleimani, who for 20 years was the face of Iranian militarized foreign policy in the Middle East, was killed in the U.S. air raid in the early morning hours of Friday. He was the head of Iran's elite Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC squad's force and the architect of its military and political power. And that is the end of international news. Business news follows shortly after this break.
Watch Business Edition as we talk to business leaders and experts in sectors that are transforming Tanzania's economy.
We believe that the driver is the customer.
To change the mindset of traditional HR to the digitalization.
Make sure that everybody can get some access to financial services.
And once we understand the vision of our leaders, we then need to be behind them and help them in achieving that vision.
Business have involved mercantile operations, trade guilds, or shared agricultural production, infrastructure, construction, financial sectors, tourism, and mining. Business Edition on Friday at 8:15 p.m.
Welcome back, and in business news tonight. National Development Corporation NDC has revealed increase in rubber production in the country, reaching 86.7 tons in a period of 18 months. The crop highly depends on foreign markets comparing to domestic markets.
Tangu tulipoyachukua uzalishaji umepanda na
production has gone up to 86.7 tons, worth 210,480,000, and the farm employs 278 Tanzanians. We've supplied them with bicycles for work and personal use.
Wa Tanzania 278.
Price in the Isles has continued to increase to 3.3% in January 2020, comparing to 3.1% in November 2019.
There has been an increase in the cost of some items as a result of inflation. Rice by 1.01%, maize flour by 45.2%, wheat flour by 6.0%, raw bananas by 16.3%, sugar by 7.2%, and cement by 8.3%.
Kwa maana hiyo serikali kwa kupitia ZURA inakuwa inaingilia kati kwa maana ya kuzuia.
The government works to control inflation to stabilize the oil sector.
Fund ya maalum inakuwa inatumika na potokezea hali kama hii.
And farmers in Kigoma region who enrolled in Palm Agricultural Marketing Cooperative Societies AMCOS groups have commended the Ministry of Agriculture through Tanzania Agricultural Research Institute TARI for supporting availability of short-term seedlings that will allow farmers harvest the crop in 2.5 years.
Wanyonge waweze kuwa na wao na kipato.
The poor now have a chance. We've been provided with free seeds because most couldn't grow any as they had no capital.
Na tumechoka, tuko vibaya. Tunaomba Mheshimiwa Rais atusaidie kwa hili.
Ask Honorable President to help us because we've no access to loans.
Mbegu hizi zimeshagaiwa kwa wingi katika halmashauri.
6 municipal councils have been supplied with seeds and the yield is good.
Kishakuwa ni mzuri.
And that is the end of business news. Sports news follows shortly after the break. We'll be right back.
Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him, and he's going to be dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him, and he's going to be dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Opposition, Marquinhos, he did lose to Lent.
Welcome back, and in sports news. The Simba Sports Club head coach Sven van den Berg looks forward to his first Kariako derby tomorrow, with two of the players being injured.
We had 4 games until now in the past 10 days. We had 4 wins, so sometimes it can give you a feeling of unbeatable. But then this derby comes at the right moment because it puts you back to earth and back to reality. We are aware of the impact of that game. If you see, fans are already talking 3-4 weeks about January 4th. I know people coming from abroad, they fly in to come and watch only this game. The media today present and social media with a lot of posts about the game. So we know that the game will be watched by many people and that everyone expects a lot of things, good things about this game. But mostly in a derby, many things can happen. And most of the time when the tension and the pressure from outside gets high, the football level drops. So sometimes expectations can be too high, and then we're all a little bit disappointed.
Now, Chelsea will have to wait until at least the summer to try and secure the signings of top attacking targets Jadon Sancho and Timo Werner. Here's more on the story.
Sancho, at the top of Chelsea's list, remains on a long-term contract at Borussia Dortmund, with the Bundesliga side's hierarchy keen to hold on to the 19-year-old until at least the end of this season. Werner, meanwhile, is dreaming of winning the German league title with RB Leipzig and is keen to put any talk of his future on hold until after Euro 2020. The 23-year-old striker scored 18 goals in the first half of the season and currently believes Leipzig is the best place to get ready for the Euros, after which he will assess his options.
Now, footballers don't come much muscular than Wolverhampton attacker Adama Traore. Here's more on the story.
The 23-year-old has literally ripped defenses apart this season as the former Barcelona Academy product lives up to his promise in the Premier League. Across his 20 league games this season, Traore has scored 4 goals and contributed 4 assists, as his sheer pace and power combined to deadly effect for Nuno Espirito Santo's sides. While the attacker's currently chilled physique would suggest he's no stranger to a dumbbell or two, he's revealed he actually doesn't use weights in his workouts.
Now, new AC Milan signing Zlatan Ibrahimovic has joked that he is much worse now than during his previous stint at the club, but added that he has been doing personal training sessions since leaving La Galaxy last month and is ready to take to the field for the Rossoneri. Here's more on the story.
The 38-year-old has returned to San Siro, where he represented the Milan from 2010 till 2012 before departing for Paris Saint-Germain. Ibrahimovic was presented as Milan player today, with their next match the first after the mid-season break against Sampdoria on Monday. The striker last featured for Galaxy in the MLS playoff defeat to rivals Los Angeles FC on October 25th, but is not concerned by a lack of match action.
And that sports item ends our news bulletin for tonight. My name is Khadija Zimbwe. Thank you for watching and good night.